Hi everyone, today we're going to cover perhaps the best game of the 2000s. So let's just keep it as short as that and let's go. So, our players in this game are Veselin Topalov and Levon Aronyan. Topalov had white pieces open with d4 and the game simply turns into a Queen's Indian defense. Flexibility is the other name for this. The bishop can go to b7, a6, this bishop can go to e7 or b4, and then we're going to just commit our pawn structure c6, d5, c5, d5, c5 only, d5 only, etc. So, g3, bishop a6 here, and bishop b4 check, bishop d2, and drops back. So why did we move our bishop twice? Why did we do that? The reason is that this bishop is simply, it's poorly placed. Black argues that his bishop is silly and stupid on d2 and it's getting in the way of your pieces. So now bishop d2, c6, blocking this bishop and preparing d5. So this is the pawn structure Topalov, Aronyan rather, is looking to take. Now, bishop c3, d5, and knight e5, defending the pawn on c4. Knight fd7, so also keeping the eye on the c6, pawn takes, and knight d2, castles, and knight f6. So here, the thing is that black seems to be very, very good, solid position, and if possible, we can just play c5, equalizing the space in the center. However, white has one trump card, and that is all it takes, really. It is the move e4. We take the space in the center, and it's very, very difficult here to play such positions. You have to be very, very accurate, and of course, Aronyan is pawn to b5. This is the best move, and rightly so. We're trying to open up this bishop, which is very passive. So here, Topalov takes, and plays rook e1, just moving out of the way. Now, liquidating the queen side would not really help you because of the pressure on c6. So the rook goes out of the way, and this gives us just enough time to play, boom, shut the door. Now, you may think that these bishops are a bit blocked now, but we have got other ways of activating them, as you will see. So now the bishop goes to c8, tries to reroute to the f5 square and gain control of e4. Now our knight moves to f3, trying to, perhaps just play here and maybe go for some attack on the king side. What does black do? You just simply do the same. And you would think, like the bishop's hanging, and everything really seems bad. This bishop's blocked. What are we going to even do? Well, Topalov definitely knew the answer to that question as he played rook takes on e4, sacrificing the rook. And after takes, we go knight e5. This exchange is simply a dynamic, and has got simply dynamic compensation, and we're now threatening c6 and d5. The only move to defend both is queen d5, and now I really like this move. Cool, calm, and collected. Queen to e1. Now, this queen is defending the bishop, which is defending the pawn, which is defending the pawn, and it's also defending the knight. Now we're also threatening this, which will, go like that, right? Everything is connected. Now, which goes to f5, and in the middle of all of this, g4, what the heck? Who plays like this, really? You're maybe a 600 who thought you can just push the pawns and win, but this really doesn't seem to work. Bishop g6, and now f3. You really don't want to take because the bishop becomes a monster. So here, Aronyan played the move b4, and this gives some good advantage to white. Perhaps better was to play the very, very illogical bishop takes and queen takes. And after king f1, you simply give your opponent the bishop pair, which will slice the board. Not like that, but they will slice the board, and they will just enjoy the time. But of course, Aronyan didn't like this, or maybe just missed it. Dare I say. So after f3, the pawn moves to b4, and now we play an intermezzo, which is a very fancy way of saying, it's a fancy way of saying an intermediate move, a move which we insert in between a line. So the queen is hanging, the threat is more important, so the queen moves out of the way, and now we just move the bishop out. So here the bishop goes to f6, and now we have haymaker number 2. Knight takes on c6. Beautiful. This is actually more a tactic, because after queen takes, we play e5, and we win back our piece. Rook e8 and queen f1. And you may ask, what do we even gain from this? Well, you see these two pawns are now going to go hand in hand to the promised land. So after queen f1, queen goes to e2. It seems like it's it's like a misclick. The queen wanted to take, but it just went to e2, one square behind. But it's a very, very nice move. Hits the bishop, and if you want to take, my rook gets in. So the correct move here is to respond with the equally weird move, queen to f2. Hanging the pawn on g4, but after queen takes, the only winning move is h3. Yeah, of course, you should have seen that. How didn't you? the pawn h3. And I mean, the best explanation is probably that a rook wanted to go over here with the queen stayed on g4. So now the queen moves out of the way, and bishop c1, queen here, and bishop to f4. Believe it or not, this maneuver with the bishop getting in just wins for white, because you simply get the bishop into an amazing place rather than on b2, where it was buried really behind the pawns, where it can actually support the pawns pushing forward. Now, there goes to d8, and now c6, watch the pawns that they come. Bishop e4, and c7, and rook e1. So, I mean, you can take, but Aronian tries to play queen g6, a very sneaky move, and now it really feels a bit difficult to play the position, because you cannot push d5. There's pressure on g2, and I mean, every now and then you may think that the position is turned into a fortress, but no. Topalov had foreseen in this position that he can play rook takes on e4, the second exchange sacrifice, and this is the only move. That is the most crazy part of it. And after rook takes, I mean, you just cannot even take back this rook. I mean, it's pinned. What the hell? Just d5. That's the way you win. That's the way you win. Now you want to push forward and deflect the rook. The rook goes to d8, d6. Watch them as they come, as I said. Queen f5. Now we threaten mate, and we just try to trade queens. A trade of queens definitely benefits us, and if you do not do that, who's defending this, right? So take 6, and now the rook goes to the d1 square. Bishop c6 hits the rook, and I mean, of course, just paves the way really like a red carpet for the pawn. Rook e2 check, and king g3. The Topalov just simply unbothered by the checks. And here in this position, Levon Aronian simply resigned and ended this amazing game. Yeah. And I mean, you may ask, why did he resign? I mean, couldn't he just give more checks? No, the king moves up, and if you try to keep checking, I'll go here. Or, I mean, let's say, I don't know, here I go king e4, right? So you cannot keep checking forever, and this is just simply mate. I mean, can you even make a rook for the memes? Thanks for watching this far. I hope you enjoyed this video and perhaps learned something from it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later.